Good morning, heirs. I pray that your day is off to a wonderful start. Our word for the week is found in Psalm 118. I'll be reading verses 1 through 4 and then skipping down to verse 26 through 29. And I'm reading from the Passion Translation. Keep on giving your thanks to God, for He is so good. His constant tender love lasts forever. Let all His princely people sing, His constant tender love lasts forever. Let all His holy priests sing, His constant tender love lasts forever. Let all His lovers who bow low before Him sing, His constant tender love lasts forever. Verse 26, Blessed is this one who comes to us, the sent one of the Lord, and from within the temple we cry, we bless you. For the Lord our God has brought us His glory light. I offer Him my life in joyous sacrifice. Tied tightly to your altar, I will bring you praise. For you are the God of my life, and I lift you high, exalting you to the highest place. So let's keep on giving our thanks to God, for He is so good. His constant tender love lasts forever. And then I'd like us to focus our attention on one clause in Psalm 124. It simply reads, If it had not been for the Lord who was on our side. This week we celebrate a National Day of Thanks, and all across our country people will gather, some in churches, many with family and friends, to reflect and to give thanks. And while I am aware as believers we fill each day with both intentional and spontaneous thanks to God for His loving kindness, for His seed, His covenant love, and that for you and me every day is a day of thanksgiving, there is something to be said for pausing as the holiday approaches and pondering the statement found in the opening verse of Psalm 124, If it had not been for the Lord who was on our side. The songwriter is exhorting Israel to ponder what might have been when their enemies rose against them had Yahweh not been in covenant relationship with them. The outcome for an entire nation could have been drastically different. It's a sobering thought, I admit, but when we take the time to survey our yesterdays, our last 6 months, our last year, the whole of our lives, the responses that emerge cause our hearts to swell with thanks and gratitude. Let's make it personal. If it had not been for the Lord who is on my side. Ponder your own life for a moment. If it had not been for the Lord who was on your side when the enemy came in like a flood, when men sought to take you out, when false accusations were hurled against you like bullets, when fear tried to crowd out faith and worry attempted to uproot peace, when standing for righteousness sometimes meant standing alone, when loneliness and depression descended like shadows all around you, when sickness and disease sought to squeeze a life out of you, when the storehouse of resources was empty, when you had no idea what to do, where to go, or how you would make it. I know my answer. Had He not been on my side, I would have lost all hope, lost all joy, lost my way, lost my mind, lost my life. Such gratitude and thanksgiving so overwhelms us as we realize it is only because of the Lord who is on our side that we are still standing, still smiling, still laughing, still singing, still walking out purpose and destiny, still worshiping Him with every breath in us. Our very lives are a testimony of His greatness. Our very lives are a testimony of His tender love. Truth is, I can't imagine what my life would be like if it had not been for the Lord who was and remains faithfully on my side. And I'm sure you feel the same way. We can be eternally grateful to this amazing, awesome, powerful, loving, gracious God who loves us with an everlasting love. We can be so thankful that He will always be on our side. Our only response then can be to give thanks to the Lord, for we know He is good, and we know His mercy, His loving kindness, His tender love lasts forever. This week, as we watch the sun rise heralding a new day, or as we feel the crisp air and see the variegated leaves on the trees, all reminders of God's magnificence and faithfulness, all reflections of His beauty and love. As we go about our daily routine and as we gather this week with family and friends around the dinner table, may thank you not only be the fruit of our lips, may thank you be the fruit of our lives. May every word, every action, every thought, every deed, every movement say thank you to the one who is and forever will be on our side. May a life well lived in purpose and in love be our greatest expression of thanks to our God. For He is good and His mercy endures forever. That is our prayer in Jesus' name. I call you blessed. Remember who you are and live as those loved by God. Make a difference. Change your world. Happy Thanksgiving.